What's up, guys? Matt Modi here with GoldBoys, here to give you 5 bets in 5 minutes. That's right, in the next 5 minutes, you'll hear probably the best bets you've ever heard in your entire life for today, Thursday, December 5th. Last video did not go our way, only got one of them to cash. The video before that, we cashed all 5. That's just kind of the nature of the beast and how these things go. Hopefully tonight is a nice bounce back night for us. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's get into it. So Monday Night Football tonight, I'm going to have 2 plays to lock in. Play number 1, Sam Laporta, over 3.5 receptions. You can get this best offered as of right now at -110 odds. This one's going to feel a little gross because Sam Laporta has only done this in 1 of his last 5 games. He's only done it twice on the season. You got to look at his target rate. He's had 6 or more targets in 4 of the last 5 games. Only getting at least 4 receptions in one of those games is pretty brutal, especially when you consider Jared Goff's kind of epic completion rate that he's had this year. If you're telling me he's going to get 6 targets, I'll gladly take for him to catch 6 balls, especially against this great matchup against the Packers defense, who will give it up to the tight end position. The Packers are tied with a couple teams with allowing the 4th most receptions per game to tight ends on the season. They're allowing about 6. Since week 8, they're allowing 6.5. So they've gotten a little bit worse over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, something like that. Laporta did go under this number the first time these 2 teams played, but he did cash it in both games last year. I love this as a buy low regression spot on Sam Laporta receptions. Play number 2, we're going Jordan Love, 275 plus passing yards, plus 178 at FanDuel. Another gross play if you just look at hit rate. But it's been a weird season. It's been a weird season for Jordan Love. He's hit this in 1 game this year. He had 1 game against the Lions where he had 273 passing yards. He had another game where he had 274 passing yards. So he's been right there. And this is a great matchup against the Lions defense that has been good on the year. They're better against the run. And with all the injuries that have happened to them, they've really struggled over the passing game over the past couple weeks. Last week, they got lit up by Caleb Williams in the second half when they started seeing some injuries on the season because of how good the Lions rush defense is. They've seen the fewest rushing attempts per year. Rushing attempts on the year, but they've allowed the most receiving yards specifically to wide receivers. You know, it always feels like Russian roulette deciding which Packers receiver to go for. So I'm just going with Jordan Love. That's play number 2. Now let's head to the NBA. 3 NBA plays for you guys to lock in. Number 1, we're going with Luka Doncic over 7.5 assists, plus 105 at DraftKings. 7.5 is a very low number for Luka. It's a very low number against this Wizards team as well. The Wizards, according to whatever source you look at, have allowed either the 3rd most or the 4th most assists per game to point guards. They have the 2nd worst defense, and they play at the 4th fastest pace. Just a beautiful defense to target for stat accumulation. Luka, despite this being kind of a down year from a playmaking perspective, has still hit this in 8 of 16 games, so exactly half. We're getting it for plus money. It's a good matchup against the Wizards. I feel good about it. That's play number 3. Next up, play number 4. We're going Jakob Poeltl over 2.5 assists, plus 110 odds at DraftKings. System play. Center assist props against the Thunder. The Thunder have allowed the most assists per game to centers in the entire NBA. What the Thunder do? They don't allow points to the pick and roll man. Fewest points per game allowed to the roll man. They're very aggressive when the roll man has the ball, leading them, the player that's running the pick and roll on as the roll man, to rack up a bunch of assists. Jakob Poeltl, he's not going to wow you. He's not Jokic. He's not Şengün. He's run the 8th most possessions in the NBA per game as a pick and roll man, and he's got some decent playmaking chops. You know, he's hit this in only 10 of 22 games this year. 8 separate times he landed on exactly 2 assists, which I get that these numbers are going to be low or the hooks are going to be high as the numbers get low. Just illustrates that he can accumulate some assists, and in this matchup, he should be able to get that 3rd one. And then our 5th and final pick of the video, Zach Collins, 15 plus points, plus 140 odds at Bet365. Going up against the Bulls, the exact opposite matchup than the Thunder. The Bulls allow the most points per game to the pick and roll man in the entire NBA. That's the play type in which Collins scores the majority of his points. Collins also scores about 60% of his points in the restricted area. The Bulls allow the most points per game in the NBA in the restricted area. Zach Collins has only played in 3 games this year without Wemby. He scored 15 points in 2 of those 3. The 1 game he missed was against the Thunder, who we already know is a terrible matchup for guys like Zach Collins, and he still scored 12 points in that game. In the other 2 games, he scored 20 and 18. Wemby's out tonight. I love this matchup for Zach Collins to get us to at least 15 points to cash this bad boy out. 5th and final pick of the video. That's all we got. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out GoldBoys on all your social medias. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.